Wonderful people, you're welcome again today. Your favorite program, the Odyssey of St.Moses. Today we're back again with the 5th edition of this program, the part 5, so to say. Like most of us know, most of our fans and those who enjoy the program, they've nicknamed it to be Odyssey of St.Moses. If you know the meaning of Odyssey and then Odyssey of St.Moses, well, you will as well know what to say, and also how do you look at it. How you look at it also matters so much. Today we are going to go on with this Odyssey, with this eventful journey of this young man. This program is not just an ordinary program. It is meant for so many of us to learn a thing. That your mother and father, that you don't have parents, is not enough for you to be poor. You mustn't have your parents for you to be rich or be reasonable or make a contribution in the footprint of life known as legacy. If you had followed this program from the day one until today, you know what I am talking about. Today we are going to move on. Remember last time you had how he worked in the bank without a certificate, and God was the one who did it, even the interview. When it was his time to be interviewed, the person interviewing was so provoked that he only asked him, please go and start working, go and start immediately. You know what that is? That is to say that God can do it. Man's extremity is God's opportunity. And we are continuing from there. We also had, finally that day, we also had how he had his BAYEC, or rather GCE. To settings, he was able to credit his papers without entering the secondary school. That is where we stopped. And now we're going to continue from there, and also let us also know how with school start, how he became a lawyer and also a logician. We are going to start from there. Don't just touch the dial. Keep listening. Remember, still your dial station, Living Radio 90.9. That is where you are hearing us from. St.Moses, you're welcome to the program again today.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, we are continuing with Odyssey part 5. And then today we are continuing from where we stopped. After the WAEC, after the GCE, when you made your papers, what actually happened?
You see, I resigned from the bank because I now have my papers. I went to IMT Enugu and registered with their basic studies in order to improve on my credentials. I did HSC there, and after the HSC, I went back to Lagos to see if I can have a job. I applied to Nigerian police to become a policeman. That was when this our brother Ogbonna was the PPRO. I think that was PPRO in Ikeja, yeah. I applied to be ASP. You know, that time you have to pass through a kind of interview. So when I went to this, my brother, one Onyelion, he was a senior officer at NEPAD. I told him that I want to get to police. I want to be a policeman. He said I should write an application, that he has a brother there who can assist me. That's Ogbonna. I wrote the application and they went to him to do recommendation. No, I went to him. He signed a note and gave to me and said, when you get to Ogbonna, give him this note. But he says, Mazi. If you say, greet him in Ngwa dialect, Mazi. Now, if you do that, then tell him that I sent you. So I went to Ikeja. When I got there, look at people in that office. A lot of people. I just entered. I told the secretary I want to see him, that this man, I gave him a note to pass on to him that the man asked me to see. I went in there. He said I should come. When I went in, I said, Mazi, he said, you can now speak English. I understand you. I told him that I want to join the police. Hey, this man went into fire. Say, you've been invited. There's an announcement for all of you to come and join police, and you refused. Now we have finished everything, and you are coming. What do you want me to do? He pressed his bell and called his admin. Say, come in. He said, get me a form. The man said, there's no form. He said, get one form there, and they stipend it, and they bring the form to me. The man went and brought form. Apparently filled by somebody. They pasted it and gave to me. He said, when you finish filling this form, take it back to the man who gave you this note. Dominate on it. Recommend you. My brother, when after filling the form, I went to my uncle. Do you know what he did? He looked at the forms. He looked at me. Said, my friend, I know your family. Police work is not for you. He signed it and gave to me. I took the form back to Ogbonna. And all of us were invited for interview. On the interview, another miracle happened. I went in, this time around, the certificate is mine. I know what to answer.
You're not afraid.
But I still ask God, if this thing this man said is true, manifest it. Because in everything I do in my life, I commit it in the hands of God. I believe that I am so spiritually powerful that I do not do anything without asking God, to getting permission from God. When it was my turn to walk into the interview room, look at these men with their rank, the police commissioner, even the Ogbonna was a small ranking person. I went in, they said I should sit down. I sat down, your credential I gave to them. The other man asked me, your name? I told them. The other person asked, are you married? I said, I got married. And that time, we were in Imo State. And before you can marry, they will give you this long list, including ladies' motorcycle and all that. So I was so humorous. I said, marriage. Oga, who give me money to marry? That was the way I was expressing. I said, in Imo State, before you can marry, you will do this. I started naming the things that I put back my two hands in my pocket. After enumerating all it will take you to get married, I put my two side pockets and say, Oga, search me. I do not have that much. They were all laughing. In fact, the commissioner said, are they armed robbers? I said, Oga, they are not armed robbers. They are marriage robbers. They laughed. They were laughing so they gave me back my credentials. I said, go home. I was in my house one day and got a knock. Say, yes, who is it? It was a police inspector. When I opened the door, he saluted. He said, okay, congratulations. You have been invited, nominated as a trainee for ASP. I said, okay, tell your commissioner I am not coming. He said, okay, you the grace? Because that thing that man told me was still ringing.
The thing sank in
my brain. He says, my son, you are stubborn. You are somebody that can never be bribed. You cannot be bent. I know you. I know you are senior brother. I know your family. Police work is not for you. The man said, do you know how many people that are looking for this thing? And there was no job then. And I had none. I had left the bank. I said, man, tell your commissioner I won't come. And I didn't go. That was the end of my police stint. I didn't know what to do. I now left for Abia State, for home, where I started St.Moses Vocational College. So when I started St. Moses Vocational College, it was a kind of technical school. The first name I gave to it was St. Michael's Technical College. And there was this St. Michael's Commercial College at Umuehilebu, owned by I don't know if he's late now, Edin Zenko. And he happened to be the chairman of all approved proprietors union there. So I went to him when he had St. Michael's, and we were at the same local government. We were then Obiomangwa local government. I went to him and I asked him, "Sir, I am the proprietor of St. Michael's Technical College, and a friend of mine said you can assist me go to Imo State, the Ministry of Education, for approval."
Administration formalities.
Approval. He said, "Yes, I can help you do that, except you change your name." I said, "How?" He said, "We cannot be two St. Michael's in one local government. If you change the name here and now, I will take you to my friend at Lemedim." That was the name of the supervisor at Imo State there, Oweri. I said, "What name can I change?" He said, "What's your name?" I said, "My name is Moses." He said, "You will now be St. Moses." That was where that name, St. Moses, came from. We changed from St. Michael's to St. Moses Vocational College. And that name sank, and it has been sinking, and it has become me as St. Moses. Since then till now, I've been St. Moses Ogbonna.
Now, before we move on, I remember you immediately after your HC, that's a higher HSC certificate. And then you now went back to Abia State, even after having been invited to go on a police supple trainee, which you rejected, and you come back to run. Before talking about this vocational college, do you have any experience of running a college?
No. You remember, I was still having my GCE there. I didn't even go to school, talk less of running a vocational school. So when I came, I want to tell you that what will become is in your palm. You see, many church people will tell you, you pray, you pray, you pray, you pray. When you pray, God will answer your prayer and do for you what you
are asking for.
It's not true. God will do for you to actualize the potentialities in you. Those things that has been lying fallow and dormant in you, if you pray, that is asking. God will activate it when you begin to seek it. I tell you that before that day, yes, I think I've missed something. I was a teacher. Immediately after I finished that GCE, I went to Ndiolumbe at Harcourt White Memorial College. It's owned by my maternal uncle.
Yeah, it was very popular.
Yes, he asked me to come and assist him and teach there. That was where I acquired the first knowledge of setting up a commercial school. That was when I knew that when you see a commercial school or a private school that has 500 students, 1,000 students, they did not just come immediately. That you may, even after 1 month of establishing your school, you have not had one student. We were there, we were drinking gari, We were all clamped into one room with the owner of the school.
Even as teachers?
Even as teachers. We started in one little small room that I got try to see that was very populous until one by one students started coming. So when I went to Mboko to stay with my sister to start St.Moses Vocational, the name has now been acquired. I acquired an uncompleted building owned by one late chief. I've forgotten his name. He rented the place to me. I was living with my sister. All the money, little money I had, I gave it to my sister to hold for me. I bought a bicycle. No, first of all, before I bought the bicycle, we agreed she had a ladies' machine. We agreed that I will repair the ladies' machine and use the machine for campaigning, going around the schools, primary schools, to tell them their children to come to St.Moses Vocational College. We agreed. So I was using that machine. I changed the tires, serviced it, and used it to be running around. I learned one beautiful lesson there. If you are living in your sister's house or whoever, and that lady and the husband quarrels, don't put your mouth. The day they will reconcile, you will be the object for reconciliation. So on this beautiful day, my sister and the husband quarreled, and I sided my sister and dealt with the man. Unknown to me that they have reconciled. Remember, I was feeding with them. My brother who came to stay with me, who did carpentry because it was a technical school, he knew the technical aspect. I knew the commercial aspect. He was staying with me. A sister of mine who also came to start school, who had no father, no mother, hoping to be educated when the school is on, was also with me. So when my sister reconciled with the husband, I did not know. But there was a blind man called Jolly living in their compound as a tenant. So each time I rode this motorcycle for campaign, it was Jolly at home that was hearing what they were discussing, how they will send me out of their house. I never knew. Until one day, Jolly told me that he had secured an apartment that he wants to pack out, that I should escort him to the landlord so that he can introduce me to the landlord. Being a friend and a blind man, I knew I was very interested in him because he was walking alone on the street without having a guide. So that attracted him to me. I followed him to the landlord. Jolly introduced me to the landlord. He said, "Landlord, this man is the man who is setting up that school nearly opposite you." Say, "Hey, how are you? Your name is St.Moses." Say, "You are welcome. Jolly has been telling me about you." Say, "Yes." Jolly said, "This man will need a house in a hurry. Landlord to keep house for him." I said,
but then you've not really known.
I never knew there was a plan to eject me. I said, "Jolly, what kind of losses are you?" I said, Jolly said, "No, don't worry. But the landlord reserve house for him in case he will need house in a hurry." My brother, when my money in the hands of my sister finished, I had no other kobo. And the school has not started. We have 1 week for school to start. So if I will be getting money, it will be from students who will be registering, if at all they will be registering. On this blessed morning, my sister called me and said, he no longer needs me in her house. I said, She went into my house and brought all my properties outside. She leave. So even the motorcycle you are using, I've taken it from you. I now remembered what Jolly was telling me. And I had no kobo on me. I didn't know what to do. I went back to Jolly. I said, Jolly, that thing you said has happened. Jolly laughed. He said, yes. Each time you go out, they were planning it. And I was hearing, come, you have a house. He took me to the landlord. He said, landlord, the time has come. Give him house. That man, late Omono Ogidi, Atemoko, he took me to a bungalow. That bungalow was in a valley. Many people don't know that there are different spirits in this world. When they say you are walking in the valley overshadowed with death, you fear no evil. You don't know there are valley spirits, very, very, very tough spirits. So in that building at the valley, people were not living it because of the spirit of the valley that was disturbing people in that place. He showed me the place. I said, "Oh, Mono, thank you very much." He said, "Money." I said, "I don't have kobo, but I will pay." It's okay. Even my child will be schooling in your school. We can square things out from there. I said, "Thank you." I went back to my sister's house. I told my brother and sister that was staying with me, say, I have had a new building, a new house, but you can't park in there now. Since they didn't send you out, if you park in there, there's nothing to eat. I had a fridge with my immediate senior brother at Enugu. There was no telephone, but I needed to sell it. I told them I will go to Enugu and sell that fridge. And my brother laughed. Say, how can you get to Enugu? I said, I have a God. I will take off from here to Enugu. He will never abandon me on the way. Remember, he says, I will neither abandon you nor forsake you. When you recite these things at any time you make a demand, you see these things coming. He said, today I will see that one. He led me across the main road. He led me across the main road, and we were standing there. He was looking at me. It was around 3:30. He said, are you still going to Enugu? I said, I'm going to Enugu. He said, but remember you don't have money. I said, the Lord who brought me to this main road will take me to Enugu. All of a sudden, we saw a motorcycle coming. That motorcycle became somebody at Omoro, one of the brothers of this our governor now. That guy used to own a mortuary at Ndiolumbe. Alanti is dead now. He came, oh boy. He said, what are you doing here? I said, I'm going to Ogbonna. He said, that's where I'm going now. Yeah, to Ogbonna. I mounted, I told my brother, the journey to Enugu has started. This guy took me to Ogbonna. He was going to Moro. So he didn't need to get to the express. He dropped me at Ogbonna, and I started singing and trekking down to the express. As soon as I was approaching the Atoke filling station, a Mercedes passed me and stopped at the brink of the express. The driver came out and opened the boot. A woman at the front also came out and came to the booth. The man removed plantain, some bags of gari and things. As they were removing those things from the booth, I got to the Mercedes. And do you know whom that was? Professor Rigi. Professor Rigi then was a lecturer at Nsukka. He said, Moses, what are you doing here? I said, I'm going to Enugu. He said, hey, you have gotten there now. Origi was going back to Nsukka and he will pass through Enugu. He asked me to come in. I went in. We got to Papanike, the junction where my brother's office was very close by. I asked him to stop. He stopped. I went down. I went to Enugu without spending one coin. Say, trust in the Lord with all your might, with all your strength. Never you lean upon your own understanding.
All right, wonderful viewers. That is the much we're going to take on this fifth part. There is something very remarkable in this Odyssey of St. Moses. Remember how he was offered a trainee in the Nigerian police, which he rejected. And if you know him too well, you know the man who told him that the police is not meant for him actually was a good prophet indeed. And I'm not sure, even as a human rights activist as we speak today, that is not how we would have condoned the happenstances in the Nigerian police today. And how would you have traveled from your village to Enugu without a dime? That is also all of these are the handworks of God, and that is to show that right from birth that God has always been with him. And not just that, and this is the only name that has plural. There is no, I don't think there is any other name that has plural.
If you try it in Christ,
you have crisis. So that is it. Not just that it's a plural, and then it reflected the journey of Moses, and even when he went to bring the Israelites out from the land of Egypt to the promised land. That is, it's almost the same thing, and I'm sure you're listening to that. We are going to come back before the end of this week. We are going to take the 6th edition, and that I'm sure you will always be informed and educated as well as entertained with this Odyssey of St. Moses Ogbonna. Thank you for being there today, and this is where we draw the curtain today. St. Moses, thank you for being here again today.
Thank you.
We'll be back. We'll be back. Remember, remain you anchor man or to Chinedum Gods and Adiele, and we'll be back very soon. Make sure you keep it dead with us. You have a lot to learn. This is just the beginning of the journey. You've not heard about his ordeal in the university and so many other things that happened. And then, we've not also had how St. Moses started and how it ended, even when they almost threw him out of the college, and then something happened. Many more to come. Bye for now. Until